Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. Today, we are going to talk about a topic that is essential to the continuation of life on this planet, reproduction. Reproduction is the biological process by which living organisms produce offspring of their own kind. Reproduction can occur through sexual or asexual means, depending on the organism, and involves the creation of a new individual or individuals that share genetic traits with the parent or parents. In sexual reproduction, the union of specialized cells called gametes from two different parents creates offspring with unique genetic characteristics, while asexual reproduction involves the creation of genetically identical offspring from a single parent. Human reproduction is the process by which human beings create offspring of their own kind. It involves the union of a specialized cell from the male reproductive system, called a sperm, with a specialized cell from the female reproductive system, called an egg or ovum, resulting in the creation of a zygote, which eventually develops into a fetus and later a newborn baby. The human reproductive system is a complex system that is responsible for the production and transportation of gametes, sperm in males and eggs in females, and the creation of offspring. The male and female reproductive systems differ in their anatomy and function, but both systems work together to ensure the continuation of the human species. The male reproductive system is a complex system that is responsible for the production, storage, and transportation of sperm, as well as the secretion of male sex hormones. It consists of several organs and structures that work together to ensure the production of healthy sperm and the transfer of sperm to the female reproductive system during sexual intercourse. Here is a detailed overview of the male reproductive system. Testes. The testes are the primary male reproductive organs, located in the scrotum. They produce testosterone, which is responsible for the development of male secondary sexual characteristics, and sperm, which are the male gametes. Epididymis. The epididymis is a long, coiled tube located above and behind each testis. It is where sperm are stored, matured, and gain motility before they are transported to the vas deferens during ejaculation. Vas deferens. The vas deferens is a muscular tube that carries mature sperm from the epididymis to the urethra during ejaculation. It is part of the spermatic cord, which also contains blood vessels, nerves, and lymphatic vessels. Seminal vesicles. The seminal vesicles are two glands located behind the bladder that secrete a fluid that makes up a significant portion of semen. This fluid contains fructose, prostaglandins, and other substances that provide nutrients for sperm and help with their motility. Prostate gland. The prostate gland is a gland located just below the bladder that secretes a fluid that makes up a portion of semen. This fluid contains enzymes and other substances that help sperm to swim. Bulbothral glands. The bulbothral glands are two small glands located below the prostate gland that secrete a fluid that helps to lubricate the urethra and neutralize any acidic urine that may be present in the urethra during ejaculation. Urethra. The urethra is a tube that carries semen and urine out of the body through the penis. Penis. The penis is the male external genital organ that is used during sexual intercourse to transfer sperm into the female reproductive system. Spermatogenesis is the process by which sperm are produced in the male reproductive system. It is a continuous process that occurs in the seminiferous tubules of the testes and involves the division and differentiation of germ cells, spermatogonia, into mature spermatozoa. Here is an overview of the process of spermatogenesis. Mitosis. Spermatogenesis begins with the division of spermatogonia, diploid germ cells, by mitosis. One of the resulting daughter cells remains a spermatogonium, while the other becomes a primary spermatocyte. Meiosis. Primary spermatocytes undergo 2 rounds of meiosis to produce 4 haploid spermatids. During the first meiotic division, homologous chromosomes pair up and exchange genetic material in a process called crossing over. The resulting cells, called secondary spermatocytes, undergo the second meiotic division to produce haploid spermatids. Spermiogenesis. Spermatids undergo a process called spermiogenesis, in which they differentiate into mature spermatozoa. Spermiation. The mature spermatozoa are released from the seminiferous tubules into the epididymis, where they complete their maturation and gain motility. They are then stored in the epididymis until they are needed during ejaculation. The female reproductive system is a complex system that is responsible for the production, storage, and transportation of eggs, as well as the nurturing and development of a fertilized egg into a fetus. It consists of several organs and structures that work together to regulate the female menstrual cycle and support pregnancy. Here is a detailed overview of the female reproductive system. Ovaries. The ovaries are the primary female reproductive organs, located on either side of the uterus. They produce and release eggs, and secrete hormones such as estrogen and progesterone, which regulate the menstrual cycle and prepare the body for pregnancy. Fallopian tubes. The fallopian tubes are 2 narrow tubes that extend from the ovaries to the uterus. They provide a pathway for the ova to travel from the ovaries to the uterus and are the site of fertilization if sperm are present. Uterus. The uterus is a muscular organ located in the pelvis that provides a site for the fertilized egg to implant and develop into a fetus. It is lined with the endometrium, a thick mucous membrane that thickens and sheds during the menstrual cycle. Cervix. The cervix is the lower part of the uterus that connects to the vagina. It contains a small opening called the cervical os, which allows menstrual blood to flow out of the uterus and sperm to enter during intercourse. Vagina. The vagina is a muscular canal that connects the cervix to the external genitalia. It is the site of sexual intercourse and childbirth and serves as a pathway for menstrual blood to leave the body. External genitalia. The external genitalia, also known as the vulva, include the mons pubis, labia majora, labia minora, clitoris, and vaginal opening. Oogenesis is the process of female gamete, ova or eggs, formation in the ovary. Unlike in males, where new sperm cells are continuously produced throughout life, all the primary oocytes, the precursor cells for the female gametes, are formed during fetal development. However, the process of oogenesis only completes at the time of ovulation, and the actual production of mature eggs takes place cyclically after puberty. Here are the main steps involved in oogenesis. Oogonium proliferation. In the developing female embryo, germ cells migrate to the ovary, where they undergo mitotic divisions to form oogonia, which are the precursor cells for primary oocytes. Primary oocyte formation. During fetal development, the oogonia differentiate into primary oocytes, which are arrested at the diplotin stage of the first meiotic division until puberty. Meiosis I. At puberty, a small number of primary oocytes begin to mature each menstrual cycle. During this process, the primary oocyte completes the first meiotic division, resulting in two haploid cells, a secondary oocyte and a polar body. Meiosis II. If the secondary oocyte is fertilized, it proceeds to the second meiotic division, which results in the formation of a mature ovum and a second polar body. Ovulation. The mature ovum is released from the ovary into the fallopian tube during ovulation, where it may be fertilized by sperm. Fertilization is the process by which a sperm cell and an egg cell combine to form a zygote, the first cell of a new organism. In humans, fertilization occurs in the fallopian tube after ovulation, when a mature egg is released from the ovary and travels down the tube towards the uterus. Here are the main steps involved in fertilization. Sperm transport. Sperm cells are ejaculated into the vagina during intercourse and must navigate through the cervical mucus and the uterus to reach the fallopian tube. The first sperm to penetrate the zona pellucida triggers a reaction that prevents other sperm from entering. Fusion of gametes. Once a sperm penetrates the zona pellucida, it binds to receptors on the egg's plasma membrane, causing it to undergo a series of changes that prevent the entry of other sperm. The sperm and egg then fuse, forming a single cell called a zygote. Cleavage. After fertilization, the zygote undergoes a series of rapid cell divisions, called cleavage, as it travels down the fallopian tube towards the uterus. Implantation. The zygote continues to divide and differentiate as it travels towards the uterus. Around 5 to 6 days after fertilization, it reaches the uterus and implants into the thickened uterine lining, where it continues to develop into a fetus. After fertilization, the zygote undergoes a series of post-fertilization events that are critical for the development of a healthy embryo. Here are the main post-fertilization events. Cleavage. After fertilization, the zygote undergoes a series of rapid cell divisions, called cleavage, as it travels down the fallopian tube towards the uterus. These divisions result in a cluster of cells called a morula. Blastocyst formation. As the zygote continues to divide, it forms a hollow ball of cells called a blastocyst, with an inner cell mass that will develop into the embryo and an outer layer of cells that will form the placenta. Implantation. Around 5 to 6 days after fertilization, the blastocyst reaches the uterus and implants into the thickened uterine lining, where it continues to develop into a fetus. Gastrulation. After implantation, the cells in the inner cell mass of the blastocyst begin to differentiate into the three primary germ layers, the endoderm, mesoderm, and ectoderm. This process, called gastrulation, is the first step towards forming the major organs and tissues of the embryo. Organogenesis. As gastrulation proceeds, the three primary germ layers give rise to the various organs and tissues of the body through a process called organogenesis. This includes the development of the nervous system, cardiovascular system, digestive system, and other organs and tissues. Fetal development continues throughout pregnancy, with the fetus growing and maturing in preparation for birth. Thank you for watching this video on the human reproductive system. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more informative videos like this.